Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is the last part in lesson number 4. It's part number 5. And inshallah we start. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim wa bis salah ala Rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Last time we talked about the furthermost part of the throat. Then we talked about the middle part of the throat. And today we are going to talk about the closest part of the throat, the closest from the outer lips. Let's remember these things, okay? Now, there are 2 letters that exit from the closest throat. The hamza and the ha, they exit from the furthermost. The ayn, then ha, they exit from the middle throat, and then we have the ghain and kha, they exit from the closest throat. And as a reminder, we have 2 letters that exit from the same place. Again, the same question. What differs between them? Their characteristics. This is the difference between them. So we do the same which we previously did to observe the characters of each letter. Let us pronounce the letter ghain first and then the letter kha. And I want you to put your 2 fingers on the throat, feel the throat while we are pronouncing these letters. But first of all, do we say gha or gha? Yes, the second one, gha. Do we say kha or kha? The second one. So let's pronounce the letter ghain with a sukoon on top of it and the hamza fatha. Al. Al. Again. Al. Does the letter flow? Does the sound flow of the letter? Yes. What about the kha? Let's pronounce the kha. Akh. Again. Akh. Do we say akh? No, this is not a nice sound at all. The correct pronunciation, inshallah, is akh. Akh. Okay, very good. So these letters, both of them, do they have rakhawa or do they have strength, shidda? They have rakhawa. The sound flows. Okay, very good. What about, what else were we talking about? What about if they are elevated or lowered? Let us see. Al, gha. Let's put a fatha and an alif after them and say gha. Let's say kha. Yes, remember when we were talking about elevation and how what are the criteria for it? We can see that the sound, it heads to the upper palate, it strikes in the upper palate, the furthermost part of the tongue rises, the middle part is lowered. Okay, so let's pronounce them again. Ra, kha. So these 2 letters, they share 2 characters. First one is rakhawa, softness, they run the sound, and also both of them are elevated. This is just a note for us to, just remember. Now, in the furthermost throat, we find the vocal cords. Yes, where the hamza and the ha are pronounced. And in the middle throat, we find the epiglottis, which only affects the letter ayn. And in the closest throat, we find the uvula, which has no role whatsoever in pronouncing our letters. Okay, now here, let's observe the letters from a new angle. But there is an angle that we haven't discussed yet. and that is Rakhawa and Hams. Rakhawa and Hams. And let us see. Let's pronounce the Ghain and the Kha and see. Is there air flowing with these two letters, or is there any vibration in the vocal cords? Okay, so let's give it a try. Oh, there's a lot of vibration. Let's see the Kha. What do you notice? Is there any vibration in the Kha? No. Again. Yes. Remember when we were talking about the whispering letters and we mentioned those letters in one sentence? فحثه شخص سكت. Again. فحثه شخص سكت. So the Kha is one of the whispering letters, but is the Ghain? No. So it's the opposite. It's majhura. It has jahr. Okay. All this we got from just examining those letters. And we really need to learn, to detect the letter, exactly as we are doing now. So let us try with the Hamza and the Ha. And here we are going to observe the letters from a new angle, okay? Now let's try the Hamza and the Ha. Which of them is articulated first? This is a new angle, a new point we are discussing now. Both of them exit from the same area, place, but which exits first? Which exits first? Does the Hamza exit first or the Ha? We're talking about the Hamza and the Ha now. Now the Hamza exits from the vocal cords, right? Yeah. The deepest point of the furthermost throat is the vocal cords, right? So the Hamza comes first. And let's pronounce the Ha. Then comes the Hamza. It's heard after the friction of the air against the vocal cords. So Hamza first, then the Ha. And this is why Al-Jazri says ثم لأقصى الحلق همز ها. He mentioned the Hamza first and then the Ha. Okay? So the sound passed first with the Hamza due to closing of the vocal cords, then the Ha caused by the friction of the air against the vocal cords. Okay? So try it. Let's try it together. What about the Ain and the Ha? The sound of the Ain is created by pressing lisan al-mizmar, the epiglottis, against the throat wall. What about the Ha? It exits from the same area, same Makhraj, but which one comes first? The sound of the Ha is created by friction, air friction, just a little bit after the Ain. After it passes lisan al-mizmar, the Ha is pronounced. So the Ain first, then the Ha. And that's why he said فَعَيْنٌ Ha. Then comes the Ain, and after it the Ha. let's say ghain and kha. Al. Al. Feel both. The ghain first. Al. Al. And let's do this. Al. Do this. Pronounce the ghain and connect it with the kha. Or replace it with the kha. Al. You can feel that it's just a step ahead after the ghain. أدناه غين خاؤها. Okay? So from that we notice that each of the three specific exits, the furthermost, the middle, and the closest, each letter has a special delicate point pronounced from. The ghain and the kha, they exit from the same part, but each has its own point. And a question here. Let's move here. The question here. أدناه means أدنى الحلق. The closest part of the throat. Comes the غين خاؤها and her kha. So how come he's putting this ha, kha, u, and then he said kha'uha and her kha. Why did he relate the kha to the ghain? Why did Al-Jazri relate the kha to the ghain? Because both share the same exit area and all the characters but one. Okay? So what here, this is Al-Jazriya. ثم لأقصى الحلق همز هاء ثم لوسطه فعين حاء أدناه غين خاؤها. Okay? These are the words of Al-Jazriya, which we already read at the beginning of the chapter of the throat. Let's have a look at the characters. So what are the common characters between them and what differs between them? Both of them have rakhawa. Both of them, the sound runs. Both of them are elevated letters. Ra, kha. And both of them are opened. As we said, they are not huruf itbaq. The tongue is not mutbaq. The tongue is munfatih. But the difference is one has whispering sound, one has air flowing with it. And let's put our finger in front, our palm in front of the ghain, and let's see, is there air accompanied with the sound of the ghain? Al. What about the kha? A huge difference between both. Okay, huge difference. And we notice that here the vocal cords vibrate, but here there's no vibration noticed. Now by this we finish the throat as a general exit, which includes the three specific exits we talked about. And inshallah, in the coming recordings, we are going to start studying the furthermost tongue. We're going to start the tongue parts and we are going to start from the furthermost tongue. Thank you so much for your attendance. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.